Hello everybody. Hello. My name is Mitsun Madoy. I'm a forensic scientist from the world of mystery novels, and we're here with another stream of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Don't look at me like that, kid. Last time on Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, we did a bunch of side quests. Today on Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, we're gonna do a bunch more side quests. Starting with this one, in which the police, being useless, have asked us to do their jobs and figure out who stabbed a man in this bar. What do you have to say to me about the subject?
Stark told me you'd be doing the legwork for him. Feel free to look around.
I think I will feel free to look around, my good man, if in your offering. Then I shall. Kiwi. That's the exact kiwi sound effect they use in... Slopdecko, thank you for following. Welcome to the... thank you for following me. I'm certainly suspicious enough to warrant it. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, that's the exact... Say the line. Say the line, bird. There. That's the exact kiwi sound effect they use in the microgame in WarioWare, and it was really distracting the first time I heard it. But enough about that, let's talk about murder.
Wow, things really got out of hand here.
This escalated quickly. Alright, here's a
Solid
chair.
Oak. It took quite a blow to break it.
Man, must have been one hefty guy. Yeah, it's right, there's the sound of it. It's probably a stock sound effect, that's why it played that way, but I mean, that's what I know it from, and it's quite a distinction from this game. Anyway, here we have a broken bottle, it looks like.
Shards of a broken bottle with blood on them.
It's like the scream from Star Wars, like the Howie or the Wilhelm, yeah. Okay, what's in this side room? Nothing to be remarked upon on this. But over here... Attack Bun, thank you for following. Thank you. I'm certainly suspicious enough to warrant it. I should probably learn to give my own follow notification before I start treating this like a serious job. Thank you for showing up. We're just investigating a pretty routine-looking stabbing. You haven't missed much. That entire side room was useless. Why'd you bother modeling it? What's not useless is these glasses. 'Cause you need them to see.
The lenses are very thick. The owner of these glasses is very nearsighted. Someone must have landed hard on it.
Full-scale tables, ladders, and chairs match fought here. It's... You rats. Not rats.
Spilled beer led to spilled blood.
Not the beer. The real victim
An
here.
unfinished bottle of rum.
Yo ho ho. Nothing in the basket. This lamp is just here. Nothing to remark upon on the plates, the bottles. Nope. Anything else. Always get your physical evidence in line before you talk to witnesses. That way you can call them if they lie to you. Yep, this looks like everything. Alright. Give me a drink, bartender.
What would you like? On today's menu, we have stomach punching, head kicking, and the chef's special, throat slitting.
That's just John. This is John, everybody. He's not real, we are just hallucinating. Alright, what else is here? What does it need? My attentions and delicate ministrations. Oh, look, a knife.
That's a lot of blood. The victim was stabbed several times.
Awful intense for a bar fight. And the weapon, what does that tell us?
Sharp enough to gut a fish or a man.
One of the suspects was a sailor. We know sailors use knives.
An
Don't know this
ordinary kitchen knife.
necessarily looks like one. Why would a chef's knife be out here? I know one of the suspects is a chef, but do chefs carry knives on them all the time? That sounds wrong. Let's see what here. Okay, looking at this man's pose, it looks like he didn't want any trouble yet. This is where the fight started. The broken chair was elsewhere. So this is where a guy got knocked into a table. Here we have where the chair got broken. Yep, Walter, bar fight turned murder. The police can't even handle something of this level without our help. And... I think this is about where the bottle was found, unless I'm mistaken. Yep. Okay, there's a spot I haven't filled yet. Now, the real question of the hour, who is our murderer? Okay, let's see. So Baldo Bob is the one who punched Harry into the table. We know that from witness testimony, which is why they won't give us the option to accuse someone else of doing it barehanded like this. So Henry Hatsworth looks like the one who got clonked. The chair. Waldy is the one who came out least molested from the case at hand, it looks like. And Harry went through a table. Hatsworth got the chair. And the victim got a knife in his gut.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Okay, what am I missing here? Your testimony. The traitor hit the soldier and he crashed onto my table. Okay, the traitor... The traitor is the one who got smashed over the head with a bottle. The sailor swung a chair at the traitor but missed and hit a worker. The sailor, that's the victim. Swung a chair. At the traitor. Missed and hit the worker. The trader spilled his beer on the sailor. Okay, yeah. Trader was the one who got hit with the bottle. Oh, okay, we can switch these separate. Okay. Was that broken bottle originally? Here we have a crime scene. Smooth and inoffensive. Is it? Obviously somebody must have got knocked into this table. The traitor hit the soldier, and he crashed onto the table.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
So the traitor was unconscious from a blow to the head with a bottle. That seems pretty sure. The soldier is the one who got his glasses broken. If I could see where the glasses were, that would probably help a bit. Blood. Here's the chair. There's a bottle.
Cards of a broken bottle with blood on them.
Here's the table. Okay, so the glasses are by the table. The traitor punched the soldier into the table. Who got hit with a chair? Sailor swung a chair at the traitor, hit, missed, hit the worker. So that guy. Okay, so Baldy was unconscious, Hat Guy was unconscious. Soldier lost his glasses, that could mean any number of things. You were unconscious. You might have been blind. Pretty sure you were unconscious. Boomf. If I could change my focus, thank you. Yeah, you were unconscious. What have I not validated yet?
It
There
all
we
started
go.
when the traitor accidentally spilled his beer over the sailor. The traitor punched the soldier who came crashing down on a table. The worker smashed a bottle over the traitor's head, then the sailor knocked the worker out with a chair. The soldier is the real killer. He wanted to knife the traitor but killed the sailor due to his poor eyesight.
And there we have it.
What would you like? On today's menu, we have stomach punching, head kicking, and the chef's special, throat slitting.
And this room was in fact completely useless. You're a bar, why do you even have all that fancy decor? Show-offs. Good evening, Ossifer.
What if the barman?
Right, I guess. Yes, since this was a police mission, we should go report in back at the CPD. You'd think a department that could afford such a big headquarters building would be better at their jobs.
You have 3 people detained on suspicion of murdering a sailor in a bar fight. All evidence indicates that the soldier among them is the true killer. He was the last man standing.
Very well. Soldier or not, he'll get what he deserves. I'll see to it personally.
But you're
Now,
not
let's
even
try
gonna
Try solving
not even gonna
case.
ask
It
me
seems
to
you have a
to,
knack
to
for it.
prove my case. Okay. Anything else on the bulletin board? See, 3 men were killed in a quarrel of the distribution of bank robbery loot. Gunfight was reported at the northern end of Silverton, a backyard in Engineers Lane between Evernote and Colpit Street. Oh yeah, you didn't see it. None of you in the chat saw, because I did the walking over here off stream before I hit start recording. But, that last case, the case of the murderous bar fight, took place on Sesame Street. So now, if nothing else, something good came of that. Now we can finally tell you how to get there. Stolen property was not recovered. The case was suspended, pending further investigation. The victim profiles. Roger Smiley, 42 years old, previously arrested for theft, was wearing glasses, cause of death was a shotgun blast to the torso. Good lord. Bill Devon, age 35, previously affiliated with the Red Scarves gang, cause of death is blood loss from a severed jugular. And unknown, around 30, wearing a hat, suffered from a leg wound, but the cause of death was a point-blank shot to the heart. And we're gonna find out who's to blame. Northern Silverton, Engineers Lane between Evernote and Colpit. Here's Evernote. Here's Colpit. So up here. We don't have that many fast travel points there. So I hope you don't mind a bit of a jog, chat. Get your cardio running. This one looks a bit further, but it's more straight. And as we all know, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Scare me like that, Jesus. Right, let's head on up northward bound. And we will find the crime scene there, where we will disentangle the case. One glance of our superior Holmesian intellect. What are you looking at? Look, man, everybody needs a hobby. There's no shame in it. Okay, now where is the crime scene proper? Here we are.
It's you again. You sure not to miss any clues? Stark will piece them together, you'll see.
Indeed. What's your story? Yeah, I remember my first crime scene. They don't actually ever get any easier. So look at this gun. How many shots fired? How many?
The shooter fired 3 rounds.
Okay, that's more bullets than we have people killed with pistols.
A brand new Colt, 45 caliber.
And another
And
pair of
glasses
broken
with correct
glasses.
lenses.
I'm beginning to notice a pattern here.
Pieces of brass tacks, piranha rounds.
A lot of stuff. Man, just look at all that stuff.
Huh. Some loot has been left behind. Whoever took it must have been in a hurry.
Greed and booze got the better of them. No wonder it ended in violence.
The man with the shotgun fired only 2 shots.
Seems he was too busy bleeding to reload.
Would make it difficult.
Stuck deep in the wood.
There's a knife. Someone threw a knife. No, not likely if it's stuck that deep. Why was it left there? Is that just proof that the knife wielder, whoever wielded it last, survived to put it there? Is it just feeling show-offy? I wonder. Here's another knife.
Perfectly balanced for throwing.
Okay, so it is a throwing knife. This one's clean as a
The blade
whistle.
is very sharp.
So it's lying in a pool of blood. I already looked over here. It's John. John can't tell us anything we don't already know. For several reasons.
2 bullets hit the cart. No traces of blood, though.
There's our missing shots.
Droplets of blood. Someone caught a bullet here.
So leg wound was standing over thereabouts. Right, that's enough to paint a picture. Let's see, what was the description of leg wound? So 30 years old wearing a hat. Okay, you were standing over here. Severed jugular, shotgun to the torso. So Glasses is the one who was shot and not instantly killed. Severed jugular is the 35-year-old from the Red Scarves. Your Glasses. Who are you? So Glasses, hats. Process of elimination. Shotgun wounds, plural, to the torso. Cause of death was leg wound. Glasses is the one who's observed as having multiple wounds.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Okay, what am I doing wrong here?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The man with the shotgun was killed by a throwing knife to the neck. But
That's a
not
hell of a way to
before
go.
Firing at the man in glasses. The man in the hat took a bullet to his leg, but 2 other bullets missed. The report mentioned he was shot in the heart, but how?
Okay, so there
Something
was a
I'm missing
fourth
here. Who could
person.
have finished him off?
That seems the most logical suspicion. Slump Neko, yes, I am a massive Ace Attorney fan. Ace Attorney is what got me into the mystery genre in the first place. The only reason I'm not streaming that right now is because there are no games in the series that I could play blind, and I'm not sure how interesting a non-blind Ace Attorney playthrough by someone with no voice acting talent would be. But yes, it is the series, I do not exaggerate, my entire life revolves around. Okay, there's something of consequence over here.
A police boot print. So that's how it ended.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Now to spy on the inside. And that's great to hear. Have you seen the anime series as well? I have seen bits and pieces of the anime. I didn't like it as an adaptation, so I kind of fell off of it. I know the second season had more anime original material, which I'm told was better, but I just never made time. Alright, hey, solved your second case of the
I
day.
visited the location where the three robbers killed each other over some stolen loot, but I wasn't the first to inspect the scene, was I?
No. Officer Schmidt arrived there first, just hours after it was reported.
Mike
Poor
Schmidt?
That same day, he received news that his dear old grandmother in Austria had died. He had to leave for the funeral immediately.
He is anything but poor. I doubt he'll be coming back. It was he who killed the last robber and took the loot for himself.
Blast it. I knew he was acting suspiciously. He may be beyond our reach now, but I'll be sure to expose the little weasel when I write my report. Nice work. Feel free to take another case. We make a great team, you and I.
Uh-huh. That we do. Okay, so there's two more on this chain here. But... We also have this case, the Iron Coffin. I named the stream after this case, so I imagine it would probably be a good idea to do it before we run out of time. Death in a safe. My curiosity has been piqued by talk that Basilio Capello, the owner of the famous Amor Capello home security company, has been arrested. His situation is quite peculiar. A man named Niccolo Detti has been found dead inside a safe in Basilio's store. Speaking of Ace Attorney, Basilio claims innocence, the evidence is against him, he's being held in the holding cells at the police station, and we have an optional bonus quest to pretend to be a police officer while I am working. So, let's pop on the outfit, pop on the hat. We don't have a good reason to disguise ourselves further than this. We don't actually need... I mean, we do have certification to work with the police. We are, I'll say in English, a consulting detective. So let's see. You in this cell? No. I'm a real cop, don't mind me. Are you in this cell? No. Mr. Daddy, come out to play. Again, why are you hiding a gun you are allowed to carry one? You are a cop in a cop shop. Alright, you're in here somewhere. Hey, buddy. A lot of blood. Just left this case file on the table, but I can't read it because it's not actually important. Where are you? In the holding cells of the police station, right? Certainly look like holding cells by any definition I'd care to use. Look at this phonograph. Which doesn't tell us anything. There's the archive, there's the inspector's room. 1, 2.
What a long day.
Chat, how high can you count? Here's 3, 4.
Help me, please. Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
5, 6. Gotta get some better lighting in here. 6. 7. 8. 8 holding cells. And over here's 9. There's one here earlier in an earlier case, but not now. Where is this little son of a salamander? The archive room doesn't contain any holding cells. Spectre's room doesn't contain any holding cells. Oh, Trafe, can you help me?
Any progress with the case, Mr. Holmes?
I'd like to. This is where the way we came in. There's a police line inside the police department. That's normal. Chief Inspector Placido is still missing. That's curious. The evidence room. This suite of offices. The suspect is in the holding cells in the police station. Policia station. So where is the man? Oh, Mr. Holmes, what big eyes you have. Where are you? You can't hide from me forever!
What a long day.
Oh, that opens now. Hasn't opened at any point in the entire game up to this point. Hey, glad I stopped by me today. I love your stuff. Unfortunately, I have to leave IO duties call. That probably sounds more important than whatever I'm dealing with here. This is just a side quest episode. I promise you will not miss anything of consequence. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, now where is the man? Yeah, hearts for you too. You don't look like a Niccolo Detti. Should probably get that looked at though. You look like the man I want to talk to.
Come on, Sherry. Say, I am the law.
I don't know what it is with the John and referencing works of fiction that haven't come out yet.
Excuse me, but are you Mr. Capello? My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm hoping you could spare a moment to talk.
Manners, what a pleasant surprise. Most of your colleagues have lacked even the simplest of common courtesies.
I sit upon a throne of lies, and I am their king.
You're a suspect, sir, but not yet a criminal. I shan't treat you as such. Your case is refreshingly unusual, and I wish to get to the bottom of it.
Manners and enthusiasm. Huh. May you go far, young man. What can I help you with?
First, just stand still. Have the eyes of an attentive man. Clothes of a wealthy one. The hands of someone who's struggled recently. A wedding ring. Basilio Capella is the local proprietor of the famous Capella Safe, Lock Door, and Home Security Company here in Cordona. He's in his early 40s. He has a flair for the new. He keeps his frustrations bottled up while at the police station, but could be prone to violence. There's a bruise on his right hand. He keeps calm and focused while under arrest. He may have had to defend himself recently, and he values his family. This is the one that works for me. His eyes are too focused, and he's been too calm to be an impulsive feist fighter. Which means that bruise on his hand is relevant to the case.
You are surprisingly composed for a man accused of murder. Not so easily shaken, I take it.
Life is full of surprises. You'd be astonished how many deals go sour due to a force majeure. One becomes skilled at adapting. I am confident this will all be set straight. Until then, I will endure.
Much how you endure that injured hand. Those bruises look painful, but you seem barely aware of it. Were you attacked?
No. A minor accident, nothing more. My heady days as a man out to prove his valor are far behind me. I now know that to succeed in life, one must stay calm and plan ahead. The world will turn your way eventually. And if it does not, then one must persuade it so.
That's an interesting sentence. Chat, have any of you ever seen the movie 10 Days Wonder? 10 Days Wonder is a French movie adapted from my favorite novel by my favorite Golden Age mystery novelist, Ellery Queen. I'm gonna interrupt myself every few sentences here because I don't want to bore you all when you're here for the game.
Please, tell me how you ended up in this situation.
Well, this morning some clients arrived to finalize their purchase of a Capello modular safe. But when we opened the door, out tumbled a dead man.
And I take it this wasn't normal?
No, I normally keep my corpses in the wardrobe. Please, young man, spare me your wit. The rest of the day was a blur. I recognized the victim, and it seems so did the police. That was enough to make me the main suspect.
Who sent for the authorities?
No one. As it happens, we had a break-in last night. Nothing was stolen, but for insurance purposes, the report had to be made. So, police officers just happened to be on the premises when we discovered the body in the safe.
I don't believe in just happened. Anyway, 10 Days Wonder, the original novel, like I said, my favorite by my favorite author. It's a very clever book with lots of very tight plotting and a lot of evidence therefore. But when they adapted it to a movie, there was too much evidence and apparently a lot of it didn't play well visually, so they had to cut a lot of it. But they're still making a mystery movie. They have to be, you know, fair to the audience. So the solution they came up with was that they took out all the, actual evidence, but they still let us figure out who the culprit was because there's a scene randomly in the middle of the movie where the culprit just looks directly into the camera and starts giving a monologue about how sometimes you just need to destroy the things you love. It was certainly a movie. I was a fan. Anyway, tell me about how you were obviously set up.
I'd like to inquire about the burglary.
I'm not sure I see the connection, but if you wish to know more, talk to Billy Lloyd, the night watchman. He scared off the thief.
Was it also Billy that discovered the burglar?
No, my wife did. She had stayed late yesterday. Poor Augusta. At least she's safer with the police than at home alone.
Okay, a theory is percolating in my head.
You mentioned you were showing your wares to some prospective buyers when the safe was opened. Who were they?
Clerks from the bank. They inspected the safe from top to bottom yesterday. I assumed the sale was just a formality at that point.
And the safe was closed?
It's usually open, but it locks automatically when the door swings closed. That's another marvelous Capello invention.
A coffin that locks itself. Marvelous indeed.
So the question is how the culprits got the case open. Locking it afterwards wasn't a problem. Got it.
Help me grasp your movements yesterday. What time did you meet the customers from the bank, and did you have any other appointments?
Yesterday, the bank clerks arrived at 10 a.m. Afterwards, I was alone in the office until my wife Augusta came in at 3 p.m. I left for home at 6:30 p.m.
And what about this morning?
Our meeting for the demonstration was set for 9 a.m. I arrived about half an hour prior in order to prepare.
I have one final inquiry. Do you recall the time at which the safe door was closed?
Young man, I may just as well ask you when you closed your cigar case. I have opened our safes 12 times a day for 12 years. I do not recall.
You say you became the suspect when the police identified the victim. Is there history between you?
Surely you jest. That man and I have never met and never would, unless he became the first deity in history to use our products.
Some sort of family feud? I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
You must be new to Cordona. It's an old tale. Back in Italy, generations ago, the deities tried to ruin our family business. They nearly succeeded. The Capellos rightfully struck back, but there has been bad blood ever since.
And does that blood flow in you too?
I told you, sir, it's an old story, or it was. I fear this horrible event portends worse to come. My wife may be in danger as we speak.
Well, Mr. Capello, I think that's all I need from you at present. Where can I find your office?
Here, take my card. Billy should be on site to assist with the investigation. And please, sir, would you check on my wife before you depart?
Thank you. I will endeavor to speak with her before I leave the station.
Please, treat her gently. Women lack our resilience when it comes to ordeals like this. I shall
Not
eagerly
touching that.
await your return. After all, little else I can do.
Okay, so what I want to do is tackle this case primarily from the perspective of the how done it with the safe, but I don't think the game's going to be that accommodating. So instead, let's just throw open the iron saloon doors
Mrs.
here.
Capello, please wait in the office. The inspector will be here soon.
Is that the sort of thing? I don't know.
You must be the inspector.
Would you be Augusta Capello?
Must I really repeat myself to every baby-faced man in uniform that strides in?
Forgive me, I am not the inspector, but I am working on your husband's case.
Then I have nothing to say to you. Come back with the inspector in charge so that we may dispense with the endless repetition.
Maybe you'll change your mind after I show off how much more qualified I am. Recent use of laudanum. You have had quite a shock. Pin from 1875. From who and for what? You fidget with your ring. Yeah, she doesn't seem accustomed to it yet.
Whilst I prefer German composers, the harp solo from Lucia di Lammermoor stands out as one of Donizetti's finest contributions to the form. I'm sure Basilio thought the same.
He did. How? Did he tell you how we met?
Oh, there was no need. It is trivial to observe how much you value your memories of playing harp in the orchestra, and even an amateur Italian harpist would be familiar with Donizetti's finest work.
Yes. Music is a balm in these uncertain times. It is nice to meet another who appreciates it.
Much as I appreciate the truth. Please, Mrs. Capello, let me help you and your husband.
I am not unappreciative, sir. But I'm afraid I presently lack the strength.
Basilio tells me you were present during the burglary yesterday. What can you tell me about it?
Oh, it gave me such a fright. I fainted, fell to the floor. I wish I could help you, but, I'm just utterly useless. Please, I want to rest before the inspector arrives.
You are quite suspicious in your uselessness.
Were you familiar with the deceased man found in the safe?
No, I did not know him, nor can I conceive of how the poor soul ended up there.
You've had quite the day, Mrs. Capello. I shall leave you be. If I have further questions, I may visit again later.
Okay. Well, we had to question her even though she'd had nothing to tell us. She's been fiddling with her wedding ring. She's the only witness to a conveniently timed burglar. Look, I'm just saying, the mind wanders. Okay, now then. The Amor Capello office is located on Adler Street, east of the St. Clement's Cathedral. So, 5th Street, which isn't that far. I'll walk. Get my cardio in. The nearest fast travel point would only move me a few feet. Almost hit that woman, but almost doesn't count. Here we are.
Do you know anything about this?
Nothing springs to mind, officer.
Okay, now which of these doors is the front entrance?
Nice to see you. Oh, it's a busy day today.
You didn't bother modeling all these doors if most of them ain't going to work. Here we are.
Hello there.
Hello.
They sell door locks, padlocks. No Sherlocks, though. Probably for the best. Imagine dealing with two of you. Ugh.
Strength, security, peace of mind. Tacky.
Well, you know, that's your opinion, good sir.
That safe doesn't look large enough to hide a body. What's that? The door isn't even real.
Ill-fitting pants, wonky nose, and hair that appears to have been cut by your own hand. You must be Billy Lloyd.
Oh, it's you! I knew you'd come.
You did?
You're Mirko Gallia, the best investigative journalist on Cordona. I'm a fan of your work.
Alas, you're mistaken. The name is Sherlock Holmes, and your employer...
Oh, of course. Discretion. I'm sorry. I doubt the policeman upstairs heard me, though, so your secret is safe with me, Sherlock.
Mr. Capello told me you were present during the burglary and scared the criminal off the property?
Hey, you should have seen it. As soon as the burglars saw me, they went white as death. Ran out the back door of the office. I heard a thud and cat shrieks, so I think they went over the railing and into the bushes out back. Clearly, my reputation precedes me. Mr. Capello was so proud.
You're a guard, but you didn't give chase.
Well, by the time I made it outside, they were miles away. So I went back to help Mrs. Capello. That kind of gentlemanly courtesy is why I'm so well regarded round these parts.
Okay, this'll be the clincher.
What did the thief look like?
Shorter than me, mid-20s, a huge scar across the right cheek going from the eye. Short hair. She didn't look like a ghost. Too corporeal.
Hold on. She? You didn't think to mention the burglar was a woman?
Why did you assume it was a man? It's the 19th century, sir. Ambitious young women are out there pursuing a career, and I, for one, encourage it.
Yes, spare me the sermon.
Okay, you're fun. I like talking to you. Say more words.
When did the burglary happen?
Oh, after 10 in the evening. I was just talking to Mrs. Capello.
Does she normally work this late?
No, it's the first time it happened. Usually I'm alone at night. I was explaining to Mrs. Capello how drinking water every 3 hours can help with digestion, when she excused herself and went back upstairs. Then there was a scream, and I ran up to the office, and...
I know what happened next, thank you. What about last evening? Do you have any more details about the break-in?
Of course. I write down everything that happens during my watch. Take a look.
Fastidious in its mundanity, but I will make of it what I can. I must go and inspect the crime scene. If I have further questions, Mr. Lloyd, I will find you.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be able to keep away.
Right.
So the burglary happened during the evening, was discovered by Augusto Capello and Billy Lloyd, the night watchman. Nothing was stolen. Burglar entered via the back door during the evening when normally only Billy is on site. Billy heard her go through the bushes in the backyard during her escape. So we know to look for footprints there to determine whether he's telling the truth. Oh right, also this guy. You still dead? Okay.
Clear indications of blunt trauma, possibly inflicted before the victim was in the safe. Bulging veins, cyanosis, bloodshot eyes, odd foaming in the mouth.
That's... I know what that means. What does that mean? Drowning, poisoning...
Bruises, torn nails, bleeding was severe and continued at length.
Some form of oxygen deprivation. Is he still alive when he was put in here? Scratches are
The
indicative.
safe door could have been left by the victim.
It's a hell of a way to go. Okay. Oh boy.
Clothes are not fully buttoned. Was the victim dressing or undressing? What a rotten way to die.
Yeah, what a shame.
Niccolo Detti's body was found in the safe. The facial expression and skin tone suggest asphyxiation is the likeliest cause of death. There is uncharacteristic foaming of the mouth. He has bruises and torn nails on his hands, seems self-inflicted. There are bloody traces and faint scratching on the safe door, which could have been made by the victim. Blunt force trauma to the left side of the head. It's unclear whether the blow was delivered before or after entering the safe. The victim's clothing is not fully buttoned. And we have to do science to learn more. Okay, everybody stand back. I'm gonna try science. -3 plus 1 is -2. Alright, science accomplished. The foaming of the mouth is the result of light intoxication, most likely from wine. That's anticlimactic. Okay. So the victim was in the midst. The victim had had a bit of wine and was in the middle of undressing when he was killed. Certainly suggestive. And he was killed by being knocked unconscious and locked in the safe until he suffocated. Which is a profoundly shitty way to go. There's plenty of wine here inside the room. I doubt I need to say this out loud.
The bottle is half empty.
I was about to ask if it was half full, but honestly I'm with Sherlock on this one.
A wine, well enjoyed. Recently used, but why would it be here?
Quickly shoved out of the way. The safe room where the deceased was features meetings, a meeting area with couches. There's a half-empty wine bottle. The wine glass has some wine left in it, and there's a glass under the table, recently used and looking out of place.
I know of it, but forgot.
Do you know anything else about the dead body in the safe?
Well, there is the rule of threes. You can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours in harsh weather, and 3 minutes
Of you talking?
without air. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, very enlightening, Mr. Lloyd, thank you.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not what you said last time I asked, but okay.
Have you noticed anything different about Mrs. Capello recently?
Not really. She talks to me more when I start my shift. Probably because of the 100 Best Curry Recipes book I'm reading. Oh, and we've been running out of paper a lot lately, so she often sends me out to buy more for her. She's very particular about the paper we use. Only one store on the island stocks it, and it's on the other side of the town. But I'm really fast.
Interesting, thank you.
Easy Jaggy. Wonder if that 100 Best Curry Recipes book says anything about the officially licensed Sonic the Hedgehog blue curry.
I don't know.
What can you tell me about Mr. Capello?
He's a good employer, but very focused on work, and very serious about security, of course, since he employed a night watch of my caliber. Not everyone appreciates his strict business approach, though. Store clerks don't seem to last long in the office.
Good to know.
Why do I get the worst jobs?
Wouldn't want to be in his shoes. I'm a bit claustrophobic.
Okay, so the burglar came in via the back door during the evening.
Two theatre tickets for Shakespeare's Othello. The performance is tomorrow.
Have to respect the classics.
I'm not gonna disagree on that one, John. A gran presentazione from the famous Italian Orchestra dell'Accademia Nazionale di Santa Canzona, Cordona Opera House, August 14th, 1873. This ticket's a few years old, but it's still been saved.
The concert programme from 7 years ago. An Augusta La Duca is listed as a harpist in the orchestra.
Come on. Come on. There we are. Basilio's note to Augusta. Augusta, we do not have the time today for a chat because of my important client meeting, but I'm concerned about your desire to work such late hours. You seemed happy about it, which is why I did not bring it up previously, but perhaps it is best that we have a conversation. I'm sure we can find different arrangements. Basilio. Okay, the question of the hour is, did he know? Did he know what that meant, really? Ooh, look at this key. Heir to the Detti family returns home. Niccolo Detti, the young heir of the Detti family business, has returned to Cordona after 12 years of studying and working on the mainland. This coincides with Orazio Detti's departure to Italy and hints at the possibility that Niccolo is intending to take over the family business in Cordona. We will be watching this situation closely as it develops and will endeavor to obtain a reaction from Basilio Capello. The Capello and Detti feud has been existent for over 200 years, and even though this acrimony has been muted for the past 2 decades, some still remember the conflicts of the Gonzalo Detti and Vitalio Capello era. We are hoping that Niccolo's young mind and Basilio's calm business attitude may find common ground. Okay, the police certainly have a point about this being a suspicious motive. The big thing hinging me up is why the victim was in the safe. But did he want to frame himself for the crime? The diary shows Basilio Capello's schedule planned weeks ahead. There are several noteworthy recent events. First, a meeting with a detective from several weeks ago. Second, 2 dates labeled with the safe. Yesterday and today.
He clearly needs a better work-life balance.
John, is that a word yet? And a letter from a lawyer. Hey, Signor Capello, it has come to my attention that Niccolo Detti is soon to return to Cordona. Would you know what that means for the future of the Detti family? But Orazio seems set on staying in Roma, so take that as you will. I want to strongly advise on behalf of the whole family that you avoid contact with Niccolo. We have no doubt that you will be able to retain your composure, but if provoked, we do not know what the Dettis are planning. Be on your guard. Family reputation is at stake. In bocca al lupo. Now to Gilani.
Well-organized workplace?
Mr. Capello is the best.
Okay, this chap is seriously creepy.
Are you following me?
Do you know whose keys these are?
Probably Mr. Capello's. Police took him so suddenly. I have the same set, but it's more efficient. Has fewer keys.
So you don't have access to the entire office?
No. Only Mr. and Mrs. Capello have the key to the back door. Oh, actually, no.
Do you know anything about these entries?
No. But Mr. Capello is so well organized. I use a different method. Very popular among the Buddhist monks. You create an attic in your mind and...
I'm familiar. Keep it tidy, put only necessary information in, remove unnecessary information regularly.
What? No, it's called an attic. You just stuff it with everything. You never know what might prove helpful someday.
That is profoundly upsetting.
Traitor. Dishonorable traitor.
Do you know what this note might be about?
I cannot presume to know another's mind, of course, but I think Mr. and Mrs. Capello have been having some familial difficulties, probably due to their lack of children. One of my oldest friends helps couples with their relationship troubles, and he always says...
You don't have to continue.
Oh, well, he says that to me as well, but I'm perfectly happy to.
No, I insist.
Okay, was the door used? Okay, if that door was used at any point, it was by someone with a key.
Don't forget about the cats in the bushes, Sherry.
I would never. It is me, a breakage. There is actual trampling on the grass.
The letter F is inscribed within a 4-leaf clover pattern. Passe muraille. Walk through walls in French. Our thief seems rather arrogant.
You are very lucky you stamped this letter with an F, because otherwise I would have lost my shit. Arson, haven't you caused me enough trouble for one lifetime?
A comprehensive set of lockpicks, recently cleaned with no fresh scratches.
Alright. So F with some French written on it. If it's a burglar, their archive is probably at the cop shop. And at the police store. And at the local butcher's where you can get pigs, if you will. Okay, the archive is in here. Let's see. So we're looking for a burglar. Burglar here in Scaladio, I guess. Here we are. Felicia Sevin. Age 26, currently affiliated with the Backyard Boys gang, acting as their master burglar. Backyard Boys have a hideout on Clay Street in Central Miners End. There's a scar on her right cheek. She gives conflicting stories as to its origins, but has been known to have had it since at least age 18.
Maybe it would be wise to take a look around outside before we enter. Just a thought.
Okay. Miners End, Clay Street. Clay Street is here. Now that side quest hasn't deactivated yet, so I'm not taking off the cop uniform. Okay, let's head down the street and see what we find. There's a horse. Okay, the hideout is on Clay Street, so we just keep on going straight.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, he is a pug, isn't that sweet?
gangs are planning an attack on the backyard, boys. The pipe is looking for information.
Okay. John was right, it seems the Backyard Boys have mobilized. Due to the botched robbery of Arma Capello by Felicia Savine, they believe that another gang set them up and are going to attack soon. The Pipe, the limping informant broker of the big gang, is calling in his beggar informants. The Pipe can be found in the marketplace in central Miner's End, on Market Road. So we're looking for a guy with a limp. The Pipe, the limping information broker, can be found in the marketplace in Central Miner's End on Market Road. We found in the marketplace, so I guess we do have to go in.
Hello, mister. I have some information for you.
I'm not interested in the advice of a man like you. Move aside. I've places to be.
You actual son of a bitch, I hate you. I would have done it if known you were gonna just immediately cancel it like that. Okay, 319, how long ago was our last autosave? Yep. Beggar informants. Slavic gangster getup looks like it's gonna be our best bet, assuming there isn't a very specific costume, which I assume there is, so I don't know why I'm spending so much time going through this. As we all know, criminals don't wear glasses. Design a stubble. Vampires, as we all know, are not criminals. And fake bruises. A scarred face. Or a black eye. The bruises seem most appropriate. I like the black eye look. Nobody recognizes us. But before... I'll check if they have any clothes.
Our clothes will be worn well. Step right up.
Okay, the white suit, the worker's apron, African casual, finds fire, scatterbrain scientist, a windcoat, street brawler, rogue garments, gunslinger's body armor, assassin's cuirass, mother outfit, red queen, John's armor, thug armor, servant's livery, vagabond rags. Here we go.
I hope you'll be comfortable in it.
Okay, the vagabond's rags.
One man's trash is another man's furniture.
And you sell
Take
furniture.
a look. Maybe something will catch your eye.
Get some offcuts. And a little creature.
I hope you like what you bought.
Okay, now we can look for Mr. Limps. Hey, Kev. Good to see Moody! Moody presents. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, all raiders. My name is Meets Nimadoy. I'm a forensic scientist from the world of mystery novels who took up streaming as part of a complex... oh god. I'm still not used to this. Part of a complex legal gambit to con my employer to giving me more days off. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. What have you been up to? Moody, shout out Moody Presents _ Last seen playing Elden Ring, of course you were. It seems like everybody was. Have you been enjoying yourself thus far? Has Elden Ring been treating you as well as could be expected? Yeah, it's really fun. Well, I'm glad. Hello, all raiders. We are playing Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, which, as the title would suggest, is a prequel to Sherlock Holmes. It is a fully open-world detective game. We are currently investigating the murder of a man killed by being locked in a safe until he suffocated. We have a burglar who was at the scene and probably saw something important, so we're currently going on a quest line to get into her little gang. This man, the Pipe, is an information broker for the gang. He needs informants. His informants are all beggars, a trick Sherlock himself will probably learn from this. So we are currently disguised in a set of vagabond's rags. And we're going to do our level best to talk to this man without anything going horribly wrong. Miss Hello, sir.
Hello, mister. I've got some information for you. Heard you were asking.
Have you now? Well, let's hear it.
You know, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge, but I really do not like the combat system in this game.
So the bandits, right? Not coming. Bigger fish to fry, they say. Bigger worries.
Interesting. Are you absolutely sure?
Heard it with my own ears. Lord is my witness.
Ah, good. Here you go. Buy yourself something nice. Might I suggest soap?
Oh, thank you, mister. Thank you.
What a simpleton.
Supposed to be Philip from London. Good impression.
Alright, we have now successfully lied our way into stuff. As part of a side quest within this side quest, we've been challenged to complete the case without letting anyone find out we don't actually work for the police. Ergo, we will be taking this opportunity to change back into our policeman's uniform. Let's see. Felicia Savine, age 26, currently affiliated with the Backyard Boys gang. The Backyard Boys have a hideout on Clay Street in Central Miners End. So the market is in Central Miners End. So somewhere hereabouts should provide as good a starting point as any. Sprint on over, then just go up and down. Yep, up and over. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, gents. Don't mind me, I'm not particularly shankable today. Okay, now, do we want to go north or south? This isn't the place. Okay, here's the place. Okay, guess we're just gonna go in the front. Alright, last stream, for those of you who weren't there, we had a bit of difficulty with the combat sequence. I'm gonna give this one honest attempt, and if it doesn't work, we will just skip it and get to the interesting bits. This is the police! Gotta keep my images up, you know? Why don't you have any weak points? Okay, shoot his head off, shoot his head off. Sprint on over. Give him a bonk on the head.
Too simple.
You there, my good man. Why don't you... No, what? Who moved me? Who moved my hand?
Overcome him, don't...
And of course, as we all know, men are immune to...
Dodge this! I'm coming.
There we go. Take a nap.
Don't cry.
Gently nudge him over.
The snuff's ready.
Just die!
See, I think this is my least favorite part of the combat sequence, is these armored dudes. You just have to tediously shoot all their bits off one at a time. Just so you can have the privilege of punching them in the face. Right, where is your weak point? So I beg of you, hold still. Round to the foot never hurt anybody, as we all know.
I'm coming.
Bonk. Caught shot to the groin.
The snuff's ready.
And who else? Who else? You else.
It's all yours now. Go for it.
I'm coming for you.
Okay, this is going much smoother than last time.
Take a rest, my
Give him the pepper snuff.
Okay. Throw some sand in his eyes.
No
And
more crime
spinning
for you
back
until
fist.
next month.
Ash. Cover me, I'm reloading! Ah. Yeah, that's fine. That's healthy. That's good and normal. Oh, you son of a...
I'm gonna hurt you.
I'll harm you. Nope, nope. God damn you. You hold still for one cut.
Hello there.
Tap tap tap. Bonk.
Don't cry, you'll live.
The snuff's ready.
Who else? Oh, why do you have so many bits? That is too many bits for one man, my good sir. Ow, 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 ow. Get under cover. Oh, God damn it.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Oh, you
God,
killed him.
God, why? God damn it. There's gonna be a black mark on my record for the rest of the goddamn game because it had to be the last guy. Twitch is a millisecond before you hit the trigger. Game acts like it's your fault. I can't imagine that
Here we
didn't
are,
come
Miss
up.
Sevigny. A
Play
place where we
testing.
can talk about all your recent activities. We have a nice profile on you, you know.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Is there nothing you didn't do, Miss Sevigny? Thieve for the gang, break into the Armor Capello office, kill Niccolo Detti?
What? Kill? I didn't kill nobody. No, how?
So you admit the rest. I suppose you won't mind explaining some things to me then.
Alright, this is a Sherlock Holmes game, so we do have the obligatory Sherlock Holmesing people over minigame. Okay, you got lockpicks on you at all times. Your jacket is double-sided and surprisingly expensive. But your pants are terrible. And you own a cat. Felicia Savine is a burglar and thief in her mid-20s. There are claw marks on her torn trouser leg from when she clumsily fled the scene of the crime at Armor Capello. Here's a locket that conceals a lockpick. Her jacket is double-sided. She's ready to vanish discreetly at the slightest alert as if she were never here at all. She doesn't seem to be showing off. So this is the profile I will go with.
You were in the Armor Capello office yesterday evening, Miss Sevigny. The same place that Niccolo Detti was found dead today. What happened?
How would you know? You can't prove anything?
It's written all over you, Miss Sevigny. I presume you did not intend your evening to end with a fall over the railing and a fracas with felines. Need I continue?
Zut alors! It was just a job, nothing else. I was asked to come. Here, see for yourself. I don't know who hired me, but I think they wanted to pin the crime on me. Poor Niccolo.
When were you offered this job?
Ah, mon Dieu. I don't remember precisely. I think the letter arrived around 9:30 in the evening. It sounded tricky, but the money was good.
And you arrived at the office?
Perhaps 45 minutes later? I am very good, sir. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
I don't like lies.
No, wait. Okay. It took 15 minutes. All right? Still impressive, no?
Okay, you're a bit of a show-off.
You knew Mr. Detti, how?
Niccolo and I grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years, then ran into him on the street, smiling with some lovely lady on his arm.
And that was the last time you saw him alive?
Wait, until I found him dead yesterday. That same woman was there, too. It can't be coincidence.
You saw a woman in the office?
Mm-hmm. She started screaming, so I slammed the safe door and ran when I saw a guard coming.
Your thieving days may well be over, Miss Sevigny. Until this matter is resolved, you will remain here. Good day.
Okay, the noose tightens by the day.
I didn't do a thing.
Okay, you can't tell me anything. I think the need has arisen for us to actually sit down and have a long, involved talk with the victim's wife. For the benefit of any raiders who have stuck around and not abandoned me as soon as the raid message was finished, we have known for a decent while now that the victim's wife was having an affair. If I can just remember where the body was. Hereabouts. Not any closer to any fast travel points than we already are, so we're just gonna have to walk. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, 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 ba da, 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 da. We will rock you. Tusk, and they ran through the briars, and they ran through the brambles, and they ran through places where a rabbit wouldn't go. There we are.
I know of it, but forgot. Oh, actually, no. I don't know.
They're so useful.
Could this be the burglar you saw yesterday?
That's her. So what's our plan? How do we get her? If you can afford to give me 20 minutes, my uncle has a large net.
Yes, a net. I'll go and get one now, Billy, and you stay to guard the office.
Okay. That was a waste of your time and mine. I guess she still hasn't left the police station after what I'm pretty sure has been an entire day we've been out. Lady, when do you eat? So we just scarper on back the way we came. Move it, buddy. You only exist to make the world look more populated than it actually is. I outrank you. Don't step on the grass. Right. Here's the inspectors.
What exactly was your relationship with Niccolo Detti?
Who? What are you talking about?
Madam, please, a young woman dedicated to her music and an enthusiastic artist, your marriage to Basilio could not have offered all you needed. And then about 6 months ago, you met Niccolo Detti. There was a spark, you started to see each other. It brought passion back into your life.
How could you?
But your tryst didn't go unnoticed. Felicia Sevigny spotted you with Niccolo, but rather than cease your affair, you took care to avoid the public eye. You started working with your husband at the office and met your lover there in the evening after Basilio departed. Billy would not notice, and you hoped neither would your husband.
Am I
Do I have
correct?
this right so far?
Yes. I love Basilio, I truly do. But his first passion is his work. I respect that, but it left me adrift. Niccolo. Sweet Niccolo. He was the man I needed. If he had had any other name, I would have talked to Basilio. But he was a Detti.
And your husband suspected something.
I think he did. He asked questions. Billy's schedule was moved forwards here. Yes. Yes, he suspected.
So the play you were watching was Othello. It seems like a wasted opportunity, although... adultery, murder by suffocation... yeah, I see it.
And thus we arrive at the heart of the matter. How did Mr. Detty end up deceased in the safe?
I do not know.
That makes one of us.
I don't know anything about his death.
Are you sure this is how you wish to proceed?
It is the truth. Please, just leave me be.
Right now, who do we go to? Let's head on back downstairs.
What a long day.
If the amount of evidence we have right now isn't going to get a confession out of anybody, I think this might be a case of accidental death. Why is this place so confusingly laid out? There you are.
Were you aware of this, Mr. Capello? Of the relationship between your wife and Niccolo Detty?
Enough! I will not hear it. Augusta is an impressionable woman feeling the stress of this horrible situation. She does not understand what she's saying.
I see. So, you think...
I think that if you want to help, you should stop bothering my wife and find the criminal responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this. I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this. I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this.
Mr. Capello, have you anything to say about the burglar's claims?
Not a whit. The woman is a liar and a criminal. I don't give it the slightest credence, and neither should you. Another question? Not much to say. I'm sorry. Not much to say. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this. Not much to say. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this.
I'm interested in some entries in your diary that may prove important. Could you elaborate on these ones here?
Bene. I won't name the detective, but rest assured that is unrelated to the investigation. It is just one of our clients. And those safe entries are about an interested party who was going to purchase the product. We met yesterday, and today were to finalize the transaction. Alas, that opportunity is no more.
You've been a good help. What was your intent behind this note?
This is private, young man, and hardly relevant.
Its relevance, as it were, remains to be seen.
My wife Augusta joined me in business half a year ago, but works late hours. I worry because I love her. What else do you need to know?
I appreciate your candor.
I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this.
How long have you known your wife, Mr. Capello?
How is that relevant, young man?
Please, I need a complete picture of all the parties involved. Consider, perhaps, the possibility that the burglar was targeting your wife.
It seems unlikely, though if a Detty was out to threaten my wife... We met 7 years ago. Augusta was a harpist with an Italian orchestra. The passion in her eyes back then. I am glad she still has some of it now.
And you and your wife get along well?
I love her most dearly, and I know Augusta loves me. I fear someday she may be bored at work, but I try to give her all she wants.
Okay.
I will return.
We aren't done talking to people quite yet. Head on back upstairs. Veer on through to the outside.
Apologies, Mrs. Capello, but I must go.
Okay, don't got to talk to you. Front desk.
Any progress with the case, Mr. Holmes?
Gotta walk back on over. Cut across the grass because I am above the law. Get our cardio in for the day. Must run to crime scene.
I'm gonna catch the criminal myself. But later.
Okay, it appears there's nothing left to do but to make our accusation. Man, I was thinking after we finished that discussion that maybe the solution was the Chronicle. No, we gotta go back to the police station because that's where both of our suspects are. Yeah, I was thinking the victim might have locked himself in the safe to escape when Mr. What's his name? I don't even remember who these people are. When Mr. Capella burst in the door all dramatic-like to hide and avoid getting caught. But that appears to not be an option. So I think I've talked to Felicia again just to see if there's anything we can say to her. Remember where she is. Nope, she appears to have vanished from space and time. Okay, there's some artificial atmospheric goings on over thereabouts. Someday I will learn to navigate this crazy place. We will not be trapped in the madness place forever. But, you're the one who's done the investigating, you're the one with a motive. You're the one who owns the safe. And the only thing that really didn't line up is the motive. That's rather disappointing, actually.
I will return.
The only thing, the one and only thing that is holding me back here is that he is the prime suspect before we showed up, and that is too obvious. I really honestly do think it's my... accidental death theory. The problem is that I don't know how to convey that. Is that what it means to accuse the woman? If this doesn't wind up being what I think it is, I'm gonna reload. I know I have the right answer. I just don't know how the game wants me to express it in gameplay mechanics.
It is a shame it has come to this, but it is patently obvious that you are responsible for Niccolo Detti's death.
How dare you? I wouldn't want him to.
I see you need some persuasion. I know that Niccolo Detti went to the office to meet you.
See what Facina has to say. It's time to check on Billy. B. Celia leaves for business dinner. Augustus, Billy, Felicia. Niccolo Detti. Augusta Capella was in Ectomare for several months. She refused to talk further about the night of Nicola Detti's death.
It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office once Basilio left, but this time he returned. So you hid Niccolo in the safe. A foolish move.
I didn't know the code had changed. It was the only choice. I couldn't let him be found. I loved him.
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way.
Okay, what was the means of the crime? Please, yeah, proof of the file. Nicola Detti was soon returned to Cordona. Their bloody trails and faint.
I don't follow you.
The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call for your husband, and I know why.
Okay, but I don't know what you want me to do here.
See? You cannot prove anything. Do not presume to tell me my feelings, boy. Leave me be.
I don't think Mrs. Capello did this on purpose. I would have let her go.
Man, this is a sloppily designed case. I don't... Half the evidence we have in our case file isn't, like, evidence. It's just profiles and case files, and why did you put me down out here?
It is a...
Oh.
I see. It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office.
I didn't...
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way.
You sought to free him another way. Oh, you were the one who were hired.
To free Mr. Detti, you hired Felicia Sevigny, a petty burglar, to crack the safe, and as a result, you killed your lover.
No. It's because the combination had changed. It is not my fault.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband. And I know why.
Started working late. You didn't.
See?
God.
I don't think Mrs.
This is so goddamn tedious. If the answer I gave is wrong, why is she in jail? You know, we were talking about Ace Attorney earlier. Ace Attorney never has this problem because all your evidence is clearly labeled as what it is.
to You are splitting him.
I know why. Because he was an abusive shithead who was already onto you and was stalking you. Why is this a thing I need evidence to convey?
You were afraid how it would affect the reputation of the Capellos, and you feared what your husband would do as a consequence.
He's a good man, but he cares about his business, about the family. It would have destroyed him.
And now he's accused of murder, Mrs. Capello. How considerate of you.
Mio Dio, how did this all happen?
Mrs. Capello, there is a way out of this mess. When the inspector arrives, tell him very little, insist you were with your husband and that he is innocent. But afterwards, you must tell Basilio about Niccolo. You wronged your husband. He deserves the truth.
Perhaps. Yes, I believe you are right. Please give me some time to prepare myself. And thank you.
Goodbye, madam.
I'm behind you with this one. Some people deserve a second chance.
Jeez, for a second there I was afraid this case would never end. Well, we've been streaming for over 2 hours. It's nowhere near as long as we went yesterday, but I am, as you all have probably decided to guess, rather done with this game. And moreover, I know who I want to raid. Sort of distant-ish friend of the channel and previous raid victim, Polyalphanet, is currently doing a donathon, and they're playing Golden Sun, a Game Boy Advance game, a JRPG, which I am quite fond of, which has fantastic music. So mayhaps you all would enjoy that. Please treat Polly with all the respect and dignity you treated me with today. And I hope I will see you all again tomorrow, where hopefully we will do something a lot less nonsense. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you all for coming. Goodbye.